In the quaint town of Eldridge Hollow, there was an old, abandoned house that stood at the end of a crooked lane. The locals whispered that it was cursed, for anyone who dared to enter never returned. They called it the Whispering House, not just for the rumors that surrounded it, but for the strange sounds that emanated from its dilapidated walls at night. One stormy evening, a curious teenager named Alex, armed with nothing but a flashlight and a daredevil spirit, decided to challenge the legend. As Alex approached the house, the wind seemed to carry hushed voices, warning him to stay away. Ignoring the chills running down his spine, he pushed open the creaking door. Inside, the house was shrouded in darkness, the only light coming from the occasional lightning that flashed through the broken windows. Alex's flashlight flickered as he explored the musty rooms, each filled with old furniture covered in dust and cobwebs. Suddenly, the flashlight died, plunging Alex into darkness. Panic set in, but then he heard it. The whispers. They were soft at first, like the rustling of leaves, but they grew louder, more insistent. They seemed to be coming from the basement. With trepidation, Alex found his way to the basement door and descended the stairs. The whispers grew clearer, forming words he couldn't understand. At the bottom, he found an old radio, its lights flickering erratically. The whispers were coming from it, a jumble of voices speaking over each other. Alex reached out to turn off the radio, but the moment he touched it, the voices stopped, and the room fell silent. Then a single voice spoke from the radio, clear and chilling. "Thank you for releasing us." The house began to shake, the walls groaning as if in pain. Alex ran, stumbling up the stairs and out into the night. Behind him, the house seemed to sigh before collapsing into a heap of rubble. The next morning, the townsfolk found Alex on the lane, wide-eyed and mute. The Whispering House was gone, but the voices had found new homes. Now the whispers were everywhere, carried by the wind, impossible to silence, and Alex, he never spoke again, his own voice lost forever to the whispers of the house. As days turned into weeks, the whispers spread throughout Eldridge Hollow. No corner was safe from the eerie murmurs that seemed to speak of dark secrets and forgotten tales. The townspeople grew paranoid, suspecting each other of harboring the spirits that had escaped the Whispering House. One by one, the residents began to disappear, just as the legend had foretold. The town that was once filled with laughter and life became a ghost town, its streets silent except for the ever-present whispers. Years later, a group of adventurous urban explorers stumbled upon the ruins of Eldridge Hollow. They had heard the stories and wanted to see the cursed town for themselves. As they walked through the desolate streets, they felt the weight of unseen eyes upon them. They found Alex's journal in the town square, its pages filled with frantic scribbles and drawings of the radio. The last entry was a desperate plea. "If you find this, leave. The whispers are not what they seem. They are—" The explorers never got to read the rest of the sentence. The whispers had surrounded them, and just like the townspeople before them, they vanished without a trace. Eldridge Hollow remains abandoned to this day, a place where the whispers rule and the legend of the Whispering House continues to grow. Those who listen closely might still hear Alex's voice among the whispers, a haunting reminder of the house that spoke with the voices of the damned